If you're a mother who's feeling really disconnected and worried about what you're passing down to your children, you are not alone, and there is a way out, a different way, a way that doesn't require you to do more or sacrifice more of yourself. I was 20 years old when I decided I was never having children because I was so afraid of what I would pass down to them, the harms that I had experienced, the ways that I had learned to deal with stress, my anger, my resentment, harm, and sometimes what felt like rage that existed within me. I was so scared of doing harm to my children that the only thing I could think of to get out of it was to not have kids. Until years later, I was having a conversation with an older woman who was a mother, and I said to her, I'm afraid of the harm that I would do to my children. I'm afraid of having kids. And you know what she said to me? Then don't. Don't pass on the harm. Just don't. Like it's that easy, right? And yet in that moment, those two words shifted something for me because it introduced this idea of choice. And in the years that followed, I made it my mission to work on myself, to heal, and to become the kind of mother who could choose not to harm her children. And I'm happy to say that today I have two beautiful children, and now I'm also a parent-child relationship expert, and I work with other mothers to bring about the same change. And what I would say today is that I wish I knew what I know now then, because I probably would have saved myself a lot of years. And that is this work of working with our bodies and working with our nervous systems, not just mindset, not just excavation and trauma healing, but actually working with the body and healing at the body level. Because so many of us have actually conditioned ourselves or had others teach us, and it conditioned us to suppress, ignore, or dissociate from our feelings. We're not accustomed to working with our body. We were told that it's bad, that it's weak, that it's messy, and messy is bad, messy is uncomfortable, messy is not professional, messy is not being a good parent. And this is what I want to say to you. Messy is okay. It's not the messy that we're worried about. It's actually what we're doing with that messy. Because there's nothing wrong with it. And I want to talk about some of these myths that we've been told, these myths of modern motherhood. I'm sure you've heard a lot of them. How's this one? Enjoy every moment. From the time that you were a mother, enjoy motherhood. From the moment you were pregnant, actually. Some well-meaning nona or auntie or lady at the, cash register probably told you, oh, you're expecting? Enjoy every moment. They grow up so fast, right? Except that underlying that, even if it's well-intentioned, is all this pressure that we're supposed to enjoy every moment. And then in those moments when we're not enjoying, which by the way, happens a lot, there's not a single mother out there that enjoys every moment because you are sleep deprived, you're not eating, you're not even able to take a shower by yourself. Who is enjoying that? No one. But in those moments, we beat ourselves up. I'm not enjoying this right now. And we feel like we should. Or maybe we go back to work and we're not there for some of these milestones. And we beat ourselves up again and we feel really guilty about what kind of mother am I? That I'm missing out on the first crawl, the first step, while I'm at work. Because I'm supposed to be there to enjoy every moment. It's a myth. This next one, be calm. I was talking with a client of mine and she was saying, Vivian, like all the parenting advice out there is be calm. All the books, the podcasts, the articles, everything. Be calm, stay calm, maintain calm. And that's also a myth because the objective is actually not to be calm. I've got a video about this for those of you who are interested in diving in a little bit more. But when we are not looking to aim to just maintain calm, like white knuckle our way through calm, calm becomes elusive in those situations because it's actually not emotional regulation we're practicing. It's actually emotional suppression. And that's why we're having such a hard time staying calm. It's not about staying calm. It's about moving through. Our emotions are there for us to triage, not for us to contain. And then what about this one? When mama ain't happy, nobody happy. Nobody's happy. So a lot of men struggle with this because it means that they have to give up what they want. They have to struggle to maintain happiness by keeping their wife happy and following through on everything that she says. But a lot of women struggle with this too, because it makes you emotionally responsible for the joy and the happiness of your whole household. That you have to be happy, feign happiness at all costs, because otherwise nobody's happy. What kind of pressure, right? What about this idea of having to do it all, that you're supposed to just be able to do it all, hold it all, be it all for everybody? You have to fix it, make it better. Mama will make it better. The last one, not the last one completely, but the last one we'll talk about today, love is all you need. Here's the thing, love is not all you need. We're told so often that love is all you need. Love can solve anything, right? Except that if love was all you needed, we wouldn't have estrangement in the world, so much estrangement. 1 in 4 in many countries like Canada, the UK, Australia is, we have adults that report back saying that they're estranged from a family member. In the US, it's even higher. It's as high as 1 in 2 by some studies. Love is not all you need, because there's a missing ingredient that no one talks about that allows the love to land and to be received by the person that you want to receive your love. And that missing ingredient is emotional safety. Emotional safety is the missing ingredient that allows for the connection to happen within your relationships. And yet most of us don't know what emotional safety feels like. We weren't taught or shown. We didn't feel emotionally safe to fully be ourselves. My definition of emotional safety is where you feel like you can just be all of yourself and be accepted and not judged and loved for it. And how does this connect to our nervous system? Because our nervous system is there to help us survive. We all know that. In fact, usually when you think about nervous system, you think survival, you think fight or flight, you think freeze. But most of us are not thinking about this other side of the nervous system, that the nervous system was actually designed to help us do something else. It was designed to support us in our creation and our connection. But we can only achieve that if we have safety. And that includes physical safety, of course, but also emotional safety and psychological safety as well. It's only when we have that full safety and we're feeling safe that we're able to connect with the people that we love, and the way that our brains are wired and our nervous system is wired to allow that to happen. And second, to create, whatever that means for you, to connect with our purpose and what we're here to do, the gifts that we get to explore. Because the other thing that most people don't know is that 80 to 90% of your vagus nerve network, which is the part of your nervous system that's responsible for your fight or flight, is actually connecting from body to brain. And only 10 to 20% is brain to body. So what that means is most of what you're experiencing, especially in stress, is actually through your body. So the way to de-escalate stress is not through the mind, trying to cram it down through that 10, 20%. Instead, it's actually through the body, through that 80 to 90%. And then we combine it with the brain, right? So obviously it's not in isolation, but we're working through the body to try to de-escalate stress. So getting back to what we were talking about at the very start of this video, if you're feeling like you're really disconnected and you're worried about what you're passing down, it starts with your nervous system, working with your nervous system to reconnect to those aspects of you that felt like they were disconnected, dissociated from, ignored, suppressed. And we start rebuilding from the inside out, from the body level up. In the work that I do, I talk about my 3 keys, the 3 connection keys. And these are the 3 keys that allow you for deeper connection and better performance in life, in work, in your relationships. And these 3 keys are, number 1 is creating emotional safety, and for the reasons that we talked about just now. Number 2 is finding your steady to maintain it and triaging as things come up and as stress shows up. And then the last one is how we redefine resilience and what that means. And together, these 3 aspects work together as a system to support you towards deeper and more sustained connection and productivity and performance. If you're interested in exploring what emotional safety looks like for you, your unique version of that, how you uniquely experience stress, this is something that I dive deeper into in my workshops, in person and online. And if you're interested, the link is in the description and you can register to sign up. Otherwise, I will see you next week for another video, and we're going to be talking more about estrangement. Talk to you soon.